There are 40,000 McDonald's restaurants in the world. 95% of them are not owned by McDonald's. They're owned by ordinary people, franchise owners, who paid millions of dollars for the right to sell Big Mac. And what most of them earn at the end of the year will shock you. Because the gap between what people think franchise owners make and what they actually take home is one of the most misunderstood stories in business. Today we're breaking down every single number. Let's start with the entry cost, because this is where most people's assumptions immediately break down. Buying a McDonald's franchise is not like buying a small business. It is a multi-million-dollar commitment with layers of costs that most people never see coming. The franchise fee. To open a new McDonald's location, you pay an initial franchise fee of $45,000 directly to McDonald's Corporation. This gives you the right to use the brand, the systems, the recipes, and the training program. It is not refundable. It does not cover anything else. Equipment and construction. A new McDonald's restaurant requires between $1 million and $2,300,000 in equipment, signage, seating, kitchen systems, and technology. Every piece of equipment, the fryers, the grills, the ice cream machines, must meet McDonald's exact specification. You don't choose. You buy what they tell you to buy. Real estate. McDonald's is famously not a fast food company, it's a real estate company that sells hamburgers. The corporation owns the land and buildings for most locations. As a franchisee, you lease the property back from McDonald's, typically at above market rate. This lease is one of the most significant ongoing costs in the entire model. Working capital. McDonald's requires franchisees to have $500,000 in non-borrowed liquid assets before they even consider your application. This cannot be borrowed, it must be cash or equivalent. And McDonald's total estimated initial investment ranges from $1 million to $2,300,000 depending on location and format. The total entry barrier, between $1 million and $2,300,000 upfront, before you've served a single customer. Before you've earned a single dollar. Now let's talk about what happens after you open. Because the upfront cost is just the beginning, McDonald's has built one of the most sophisticated ongoing fee structures in the history of franchising, and understanding it is essential to understanding the real profitability of owning a location. The service fee. McDonald's charges franchisees a monthly service fee of 4% of gross sales, not profit. Gross sales. Every dollar your restaurant brings in, before you've paid a single employee, a single food supplier, or a single utility bill, McDonald's takes 4 cents. The rent. As mentioned, McDonald's owns most of the real estate. The rent they charge franchisees typically ranges from 8% to 15% of gross sales, again, on top of revenue, before expenses. Combined with the service fee, McDonald's is taking between 12% and 19% of your total revenue before you've spent anything on actually running the restaurant. Marketing fund contribution. Franchisees contribute 4% of gross sales to McDonald's National Marketing Fund. This pays for the Super Bowl ads, the Happy Meal promotion, the celebrity partnerships. You have no say in how this money is spent. You just pay it. Food and paper costs. The ingredients and packaging, sourced exclusively from McDonald's approved supplier, typically represent 28% to 32% of gross sales. You cannot source cheaper alternatives. McDonald's controls the supply chain entirely. Labor. In most markets, labor represents 25% to 35% of gross sales for a McDonald's location. With minimum wages rising across the United States and Europe, this percentage has been increasing steadily, squeezing margins that were already thin. Add it all together. Before the franchisee earns a single dollar of profit, approximately 75% to 85% of gross revenue has already been committed to fees, food costs, labor, and rent. The math that remains is what we need to examine very carefully. The average McDonald's restaurant in the United States generates approximately $3,600,000 in annual gross sales. That's the top line, the total money coming in before anything goes out. Now let's run the actual numbers. Service fee to McDonald's, 4% of $3,600,000 equals $144,000. Rent to McDonald's, 10% average equals $360,000. Marketing contribution, 4% equals $144,000. Food and paper cost, 30% equals $1,080,000. Labor, 30% equals $1,080,000. Utilities, insurance, maintenance, and other operating costs, approximately 10% equals $360,000. Total cost, approximately $3,168,000. Remaining profit before taxes, approximately $432,000. That's a profit margin of of roughly 12%, which sounds reasonable, until you factor in the debt service. Most franchisees financed a significant portion of their $1 million to $2,300,000 investment. At current interest rates, debt service on a $1,500,000 loan over 10 years runs approximately $180,000 to $200,000 per year. Subtract that from the $432,000 profit, and you're left with approximately $230,000 to $250,000 in true net income. For a business requiring a $1,500,000 investment, $230,000 per year represents a return of approximately 15% annually. That's not bad, but it's not the millionaire lifestyle most people imagine when they think about owning a McDonald's. And here's the critical detail that changes everything: this is the average. Locations in high-traffic urban areas, airports, Times Square, busy shopping center, can generate $5 million to $8 million in annual sales, with proportionally higher profit. Locations in low-traffic suburban areas can struggle to break $2 million, leaving the franchisee with almost nothing after cost. Here's what the most successful McDonald's franchisees figured out, and what McDonald's actually wants. One restaurant is a job. Multiple restaurants are a business. The average successful McDonald's franchisee in the United States owns not one restaurant, but between 3 and 5 locations. Some own 10, 20, or even 50. The largest franchisee group in the United States, owned by a family called the Archways Group, operates over 200 locations. The economics of scale transform the model completely. A franchisee with 5 locations generating $3,600,000 each has $18 million in total revenue. With optimized management, shared labor costs, and operational efficiencies, the combined profit margin can improve to 15% to 18%. That's $2,700,000 to $3,240,000 in annual profit, before debt service. McDonald's actually incentivizes multi-unit ownership. Franchisees who demonstrate strong performance are given priority access to additional location. The system is designed to reward those who commit fully, and gradually squeeze out those who don't scale. But scaling requires capital. Opening a second location means finding another $1 million to $2,300,000. Most franchisees use the profits from their first restaurant to fund the down payment on their second. It typically takes 5 to 7 years of disciplined reinvestment before a franchisee reaches the scale where the model becomes genuinely wealth-building. Ray Kroc, the man who turned McDonald's from a single California burger stand into a global empire, said something that every aspiring franchisee should understand: we are not basically in the food business. We are in the real estate business. McDonald's Corporation makes the vast majority of its money not from selling hamburgers, but from collecting rent. The corporation owns approximately 55% of the land and 80% of the buildings that McDonald's restaurants occupy worldwide. The franchise fees and service fees are profitable, but the real estate is the engine. This means that as a franchisee, you are not just running a restaurant. You are paying rent to one of the largest real estate companies on earth, a landlord that also controls your supply chain, your marketing, your menu, your pricing, and your operating procedure. The franchise agreement is famously one-sided. McDonald's can terminate your franchise for violation. You cannot terminate the agreement without significant financial penalty. The franchisee takes all the operational risk. McDonald's takes a guaranteed percentage of every dollar, regardless of whether the franchisee is profitable. In a bad month, McDonald's still collects its fees. The franchisee absorbs the loss. Is it worth it? The data suggests that a well-run McDonald's franchise in a good location, owned by an operator committed to multi-unit growth, can absolutely generate significant wealth over a 10 to 20-year horizon. The brand is unmatched. The systems work. The demand is proven. But it is not passive income. It is not easy money. It is a demanding, capital-intensive, operationally complex business that requires full commitment, and a willingness to work within a system that is explicitly designed to benefit the corporation first. A McDonald's franchise costs up to $2,300,000 to open, takes years to become profitable, pays McDonald's before it pays you, and requires you to own multiple locations before it starts to feel like real wealth. It's not a golden ticket. It's a golden system, built by one of the smartest corporations in history, designed to make them rich first, and you rich second. Subscribe to Brain. Next week we break down another business that looks very different from the inside.